Having grown up in, land of cornfields and the like, I wasn't used to being surrounded by skyscrapers. Moving to Detroit for the first time in 2001 or 2002, I rode that people mover, winding its way along this track through all these abandoned, beautiful buildings from the 1920s. The next station is Greentown. I was just always amazed looking around all the details along the top and the trim, and how could this be abandoned? What's its story? How did it get to be this way? So I kind of started doing the research and the like, and with the research comes maybe taking a peek inside it every once in a while, You're not a conquistador, but you're kind of exploring.
People have been urban exploring for years, but we're out to get the full history of a building. I feel I need to document these places either before they get destroyed by humans or the elements, renovated or demolished.
We're not trying to exploit anything. The ruin porn slam that we've been accosted with a couple of times, we're not trying to
glamorize ruins and
and
say, it's an abandoned building. We're trying to look beyond an abandoned building and say, it's an architectural, significant building that happens to be vacant or abandoned.
Why do people go into these buildings? One, because they can, and they can do it in Detroit. The chances of getting caught are minimal. I'm not going to lie. Climbing up a 36-story abandoned building and being on its roof and looking for miles around.
It's something that most people don't get to do.
Breathtaking, amazing. It's like you're taken into another world.
It seems like a race against time to document these buildings before many others get in there. If you get in, building's been open for a little bit. Things are smashed and destroyed, whereas they were intact, a few weeks before. You really lose that sense of, time has been forgotten, a time capsule, but more of just like, this is someone's playroom,
Somebody's living in there, so I try to stay away. I got very interested in abandoned buildings about 5 years ago, and I started exclusively shooting decayed settings and abandoned settings. I really liked the theme of entropy, but also a kind of nosiness about what people who were there inhabiting the buildings previously, what their lives were like. And so it was kind of an enjoyment in getting to feel like time had stopped and frozen, and you get to wander around in the buildings and peek at things that you don't usually have access to.
Hello. How you doing?
I recently moved here from New York. I used to have to spend about 3 hours driving outside of the city to get to the buildings. And I had been told that there was a significant amount of decay and wonderful places to see in Detroit, and finally made it out last summer. I went in the buildings and enjoyed that. There was decay everywhere, which fulfilled my need to see this kind of world.
What you laughing for? Got scavengers, got people who rip you off in a minute. That's why I told you to be careful up there.
Yeah.
You got people waiting in the wings,
Right.
just waiting for people like you to come.
I got chased in that building before.
With this one right here?
Yeah, they chased me for a while. I locked myself in the closet, had my knife out, my pepper spray, ready to go.
Have you a gun next time.
You can get arrested,
You can get arrested, you can get
accosted by scrappers.
you can get robbed, you can fall through a floor.
It's dangerous.
I think it's important to risk it to have a record for future generations.
Every once in a while through our website, buildingsofdetroit.com, we'll get someone contacting us saying, the Grandy Ballroom is amazing, and I want to save it. And so it's not just people coming there for their ruin porn fix. There are a lot of people who are intrigued by the building, and you're kind of saying, here's what's there. It's up to you to maybe make it something else. I think that urban exploration is an interesting hobby, but it's a dangerous one. And hopefully you go in there and you leave it as you found it. And you don't steal things, you don't destroy things, you don't tag things. Because if you destroy something, chances are it'll come down.
People made history here. This is where they worked and lived, and to me they're sacred places.